What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 18 of the I-70 Hot Tag. Tonight, we have the pleasure of sitting down with one of the fastest rising stars in professional wrestling. We've most recently seen her compete in our area for St. Louis Anarchy. Tonight, we'll chat with Billie Starkz. Plus, we'll run through the three events happening this Saturday, August 15th, UUCW Disturbing the Peace, Mid-States Wrestling in Springfield, Missouri, as well as WWX World Wrestling Express in Larned, Kansas. Don't go anywhere.
This is Cody Howell representing the tribe.
This is Ryan the Infinite Gingell.
This is Luke Langley.
Derek Stone.
This is Mighty Micah.
This is Brock Anderson, and y'all are watching I-70 Hot Tag.
And now, CR Media presents the official podcast of CSW Horseman Country, the I-70 Hot Tag, with your host, Chaos Chase, and the real Josh Elliott.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Chase, aka CR Media. Episode 18 of the I-70 Hot Tag. To my right is my co-host Josh. How are you tonight, sir?
Fantastic. How you doing, sir?
I'm good. I don't know who recorded that new intro, but that is.
We had Thanos himself in doing that deep voice there. So I do want to say I said August 15th. It's August 13th. That was my bad. It was Saturday the 13th is when those events are happening. So didn't want to mislead anybody.
Nice. Hey, that's the best part about this being live. If you're gonna screw up big.
Hey, we're live, pal.
Yep. We are live. We are live on twitch.tv/CRmedia1988, guys. Thanks to the people that we've gotten a lot of support from the community, doing some raids, slowly becoming affiliate. But we're getting there. So we're eventually going to knock that thing out of the park. We're also live on the I-70 Hot Tags YouTube page and Facebook page. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you never miss anything from the I-70 Hot Tag or CR Media. You're going to find CR Media 1988 on Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok. Again, pushing TikTok as well, trying to get to 1,000 on there so we can go live. Why are we trying to go live on TikTok, Josh?
We're trying to saturate the market, as you say, each and every week.
That's right. Josh, tell all of our viewers where they can find you, my good friend.
Absolutely. You can see it in the tag here at the I-70 Hot Tag. I'm on all social media platforms. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. As we said earlier, we are live on the I-70 Hot Tag on YouTube and Facebook, as well as CR Media on Twitch. Preferred if you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook on the I-70 Hot Tag. If you have not downloaded Twitch already, do that. Create an account if you don't, and go to CR Media 1988. We do prefer you guys to watch it on our Twitch stream. Comment there. Again, get our viewership up. Try to get affiliate. You can also follow me at The Real Josh Elliott. That's my personal account. I do a lot less wrestling talk on those accounts, but I'm there as well. Twitch, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You can find me on Facebook too as at Josh Elliott. So again, those are just my personal accounts. But for the wrestling content, the I-70 Hot Tag is where you will find me.
That is correct, sir. So we've got a very special guest tonight. But before we introduce her, I want to give a shout out to last week's guests. AEW wrestler Brock Anderson. Brock stopped by, let us do a recorded interview for CSW Central States Wrestling Horseman Country, which is sponsored by the I-70 Hot Tag. And then our guest on the pit stop on Monday. Nice. Good job, Josh. I appreciate you doing that test to make sure the chat works. The pit stop guest Monday who loved love to give Josh plenty of shit for being a Jaguars fan. The Beer City Bruiser.
Yeah.
You can definitely find those. You can watch them on the video on demand on YouTube or the video on demand on Twitch. But you can also listen to the podcast on Anchor, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. Josh, so for those that don't know, my good friend Josh and I have been friends for a very long time. And Josh has always been an advocate for women's wrestling and is a huge fan of women's wrestling and was super excited when the turn that happened for women's wrestling. So I'm going to let Josh take the honor to introduce our guest tonight.
Yeah. You said it. You hit it. I mean, everybody always talks about how well the Attitude Era was. We saw the rise of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Monday Night Wars, but I mean, it was a huge disservice to women's wrestling. And because they would trot them out there in bikini matches, bra and panty matches, mud wrestling. And I feel like the last 5 or 6 years, maybe even longer than that, women's wrestling is kind of ramped up. And it's a really good, opportunity to kind of chat here. This is our first, female guest, our first woman on our show, first of many. And we saw her at St. Louis Anarchy about a month ago at the Dingo Invitational. So she's wrestled in our area quite a bit, in the St. Louis area at least. So without further ado, please welcome Billie Starkz.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, Billie, how you doing?
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Billie, we kind of talked about this backstage. The whole point of this interview is for you to come on, let our viewers know more about Billie Starkz and, where to find Billie Starkz and all that stuff. So, you've done a fantastic job in the past few years of making your rounds. So I got to add, so you're 17, right, Billie?
I'm 17 now, yes.
Okay. And I was looking on Twitter. Was that your mom who posted that picture that this was your first day of school?
Yes.
So I had my first kid really young. So you are the same age as my daughter. That is wild. That is wild and crazy to me. So, Billie, we always like to start off these interviews and ask, who is Billie Starkz?
I'm honestly just a kid from Louisville who loves wrestling and did photography and then started wrestling and traveled the country.
Nice. So, you kind of talked to us a little bit backstage about this as well. So kind of tell us, you started at a really young age. Kind of tell us that process of getting into professional wrestling and how that process went.
So I started training when I was 13 in 2018. And my parents were always very, very involved and supportive of anything I wanted to do. And for the longest time, I was like, I want to be a pro wrestler. I want to be a pro wrestler. And I did photography at the time, and I was shooting photos at Girl Fight, and Madman Pondo is the promoter of Girl Fight, and my father talked to him and was like, oh, when are you going to start training her? And he was like, actually, I know a place. And then I started training at Grindhouse in Jeffersonville, Indiana at 13, and then had my first match a few months later, October 13th of 2018.
Nice. Want to just acknowledge a couple of people. Jay Howler 88. That is my co-host for the Arrowhead Asylum. Appreciate you joining in tonight. He said, "What's up, Billy? What's up, fellas? We are just conducting an interview here, guys. So, Billy, you have a nickname of Pizza Cat Junior.
Oh,
Where in the blue hell did Pizza Cat Junior come from?
so Pizza Cat Jr. was actually given to me by the original Pizza Cat, who was formerly Shotzi Blackheart. It happened at a Bizarro Lucha show. She saw me keep showing up, and one day she was like, "I want you on the show. Do you want to be Pizza Cat Jr.?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I've kept it, and every once in a while when I want to do lucha, because it's not really Billie Starkz to do lucha very much, Pizza Cat Jr. comes out of the box and will hit lucha and ranos and all the shenanigans.
I love it. So I knew Pizza Cat was the Shotzi Blackheart thing, and wanted to serve that up for you to let our viewers know. That is pretty awesome that Shotzi Blackheart gave that to you. So
Yep.
I love
Shotzi.
Shotzi, and she's done so much for women's wrestling. And I absolutely love her attitude. She always has been so hardworking.
For sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Shotzi was here. She wrestled quite a bit in Journey Pro here in Kansas City. Had a few great matches with Christian Rose here. I want to say 2018, 2017, somewhere around there, the beginning of Journey Pro. So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to kind of go off script a little bit. We in our introduction video, we played you a match. We played a match, or we showed some clips against one of your matches against Kylie Ray. How did that match what promotion was that in, and kind of how did that match come to be against Kylie Ray?
So that was at Black Label Pro, and it was very early on in my career, and it's like a very special moment for me. I had like a lot of big matches very early on, but that was very special to me because I view Kylie Ray as like one of the best wrestlers in North America, period. Don't care about gender or anything else. And it was very like all moment for me. And it really helped me like click with wrestling for the first time. I was like, oh, I'm starting to get it. And that match was just one of the moments where I like finally was like, okay, this is like what I need to start doing.
Right. So, we saw you about a month ago in St. Louis Anarchy, and you've wrestled quite a bit of matches there. You've wrestled Gary J, who we had on a couple weeks ago, Davey Vega, Evan Gelestico, who you beat in the first round of the Dingo. Can we expect you or can we expect to see you more in St. Louis Anarchy, or some maybe merge into Missouri and the Kansas area? Both Chase and I are both from Kansas City. Will we be able to see Billie Starkz in the Kansas City area, Kansas or Missouri?
I would love to be in the area. It's just due to my age. There's some restrictions there that I don't want to break any laws. So
Right.
I have to wait a little bit longer before I break that.
Awesome. Billy, I also noticed a few days ago, I thought this was very interesting, and this is super exciting. You posted on Twitter, pay me for my name. And that looked like a U.S. trademark document.
Yeah, I got my name trademarked. It was something I was working on last year. I was talking to a few wrestling friends of mine, and I honestly just wanted the rights to my wrestling name. So if I ever did go anywhere, I always had the right to use this anywhere I went.
That is awesome. Obviously, a lot of people don't think it's a big deal. I've always thought, like, hey, like that's who you built up. That's That's who we, the fans, have come to know you as, and we love you as. So it's weird when a company says, "Oh, hey, you got to change your name, or you can't use this name." So to get that that right to be able to say, "Hey, this is who I am. This is who I want to be." That's awesome.
Thank you.
So again, like as we said, this is a live interview, so we like to pull some questions from our chat. We got one from Ken Cruz from YouTube. He wants to know if there's a move that you are working on to add to your arsenal.
Ooh. Um, like I don't know if I could ever do it in a match, but I have like worked on a 450 a lot. I really love how the move looks. But it's so scary. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I have no control and I'm just flipping. I can do it in a ring with a crash pad, but I don't know if I'll ever break it out live.
Awesome.
That would make the crowd go crazy if Billie Starkz landed a 450 in a match.
We've got more viewer questions here. We've got Autumn wants to know: do you have any other hobbies outside wrestling?
Oh yeah, I love video games. I'm a big video game nerd. I love Call of Duty, Splitgate. I'm a big first shooter fan. And my friends have recently got me into like Fortnite and Fall Guys. But I suck at Fall Guys, so it's not
I do too.
something like I can play very often because I have like raging issues. And then I'm also just like a big artist person. I love painting. The like most recent thing I've done is like I painted my door. My mom has just like let us do whatever me and my brother want with our rooms. So mine is just covered in artwork now.
Autumn, who asked the question, she said Fall Guys is really hard for her too. Our friend Raz Dark Wolf, who we know as Scott, said, "What is Billy's favorite match?"
Who So like this has recently became like harder and harder for me because I've like started wrestling more and more matches. And like some of my old favorites, I'm like, do I really want to say this is my new one? Um, but I probably will say me and Matt DeMorris at Sean Henderson's show. It was very special to me, and that's why I think it has to be my favorite. It was like the first time I've ever experienced like butterflies before a match. I never really have had that feeling of like nervousness, but then going out there and performing, I was really happy with it.
And I apologize, I skipped over Ken's question here. He said, after your match with Ruby Riott, did she have any advice for you?
Yes, we actually like talked a lot after our match, because we came from very like similar upbringings and know a lot of the same people. So we were just talking about that and the match, and just like what my game plan for wrestling was. And she was very, very, like informative of like things I could do and places. And I was like, oh, this makes sense, and like people I should talk to or things I should work on before going the next level.
Absolutely. Jen Elliott says she may have missed this, but what made you get into wrestling? What was your initial inspiration?
So honestly, like I didn't have like a key moment where I'm like, yeah, I want to do wrestling now. It was more like me just laying on the couch with my dad when I was growing up, watching NXT and WWE, and I just fell in love, and that's like what my mind stuck to because I'm a very stubborn person. I was like, yeah, this is what I want, and this is what I'm going to do.
That is awesome. Jen also says you're not a true gamer if you've never rage quit. That's actually very true.
We
And
all
then
have our moments.
absolutely, I've broken a few controllers in my heydays. Scott says, if you could wrestle anywhere in the world, where would you like to wrestle?
Definitely Japan. Japan is like one of my goals. I did Japanese in school for 3 years. It's definitely one of like my hit list people, because like I take a lot of inspiration from Joshi wrestling, which is Japanese women's wrestling, and I think they're phenomenal.
Fantastic.
What in 5 years, where do you see Billie Starkz? Where's Billie Starkz in 5 years?
Oh, um, I feel like that question has like been racking on my brain for a while, because like I honestly don't know where I'll be or what I'll be doing. Because like for me, always like before now, I'm like, oh, I'm still in school, just wrestling and traveling, enjoying my life. But now it's getting to the point where I'm going to be out of school. Hopefully, I will be moved out of my parents' house and traveling and still enjoying wrestling. That's like all I would want to see in the next 5 years.
Absolutely in the next 5 years. But Billy, like I said, I started really young. I was younger than you when I had my first kid. So I always tell everybody that is younger, stay with mom and dad as long as they'll let you. As long as they'll let you. As until they say get out, stay. Because like
Until
when
they're
I
kicking
was
me out the door.
yeah, exactly. When I was 14, 15, 16, and 17, I was like, I can't wait to get out. I'm so done. I'm a grown man. I can do this and I can do that. And yeah, now there's still sometimes I wish I could go
You're like, can you
hide in
please
my
come
mom's.
take care of me again?
Yep.
Yes, absolutely. So enjoy it as long as you can. Because there will be a time where you come home and they're going to be like, get out.
So got another question from the chat. Raz, Scotty. This is kind of, I guess, two different people, one from WWE and one from AEW. Who's one wrestler you'd like to work with?
From AEW, I would honestly love to work Britt Baker. I think she has great character work, and she's just a very big presence in the ring, and I would enjoy having an experience with her. I honestly would love to wrestle El- Elena again, Elena Black or Cora Jade. It just felt like we were always seeing each other when she was on the Indies, and then she went off to NXT, and she's doing great things now. And I would love to have another match with her, or even Roxy. I love them both, and would love to be in the ring with them again.
Absolutely. Um, Talk to us about balancing the life of a pro wrestler and a teenager. So you had 99 matches last year, according to Cage Match. Like I said, I usually try not to use Cage Match, but I'm going to take their word for it. 99 matches last year and around 88 this year. So you're on pace to smash that 99 from last year. So just talk to us about like you said you did cheer, you had cheer practice, when you were 14 and you started in the business. You were talking about that backstage. Are you still doing cheer? Are you still doing, are you still living a normal teenage life, or is it just like engulfed in wrestling now?
So my teenage life is not like normal for other people, but it feels very normal to me, because this is like, oh, this is my life. This is what I do. But like I quit cheerleading after like my first year of wrestling, because wrestling is truly what I wanted to do. And when I did competitive cheer, it was really difficult at times because, oh, competitions are on Saturdays. Well, wrestling shows are on Saturdays. I have to choose which one I would rather do, and I would rather do wrestling. Um, but honestly, juggling like my schedule with wrestling, it's hard at times, but I have a really good support system. My parents are always like on top of it, especially my mom. She's like, hey, go pack your bag and stuff for this weekend, so it's ready to go when you get home from school, so you can just hop in the car and get going. but most of the time it's very, very easy because I have people in my life that are willing to work with me in my insane schedule, but I still get to be a teenager sometimes. I'll go hang out with my friends, like after school. I'll come home, play video games, maybe go bother my little brother for a little bit, and then go to bed.
Awesome.
Yep. So, just some couple comments from the chat. Autumn says it would be really cool to see you in a couple of years wrestling for WWE. Almost 200 matches in 2 years. Damn, that's hectic. That was from Raz, Scotty. So yeah, that's crazy. And then looks like Ken Cruz just submitted one. When you travel to wrestle for, let's see, I didn't read this before I started. The city. Sorry, guys. We're live, pal. Like I said, when you travel to wrestle, you have time to. Do you have time to visit a city, or is it just a venue, wrestle, and then get back on the road?
It honestly depends on the weekend. Sometimes it's immediate run go. Other times we'll stick around or come up early. So like for my California trip, I went up early and got to explore San Francisco, see the Golden State Bridge, and got a little bit of tour. And then I went to wrestle and had to head straight to the airport, straight to Texas, wrestled in Texas, slept, and then immediately hopped on a plane to come back home. And a lot of my New Jersey trips, it's immediately go to New Jersey and then head to the next thing.
Out of all the cities you've been to, what's one of the ones that kind of like sticks to you that says, like, hey, this is awesome. I could see myself living here. I'd love to come back.
I don't think I could ever live here, but I love the crowds they have. I feel like every time I wrestle in New Jersey, I love the energy the fans have. And it's just like a very good vibe every time I've went. I've never had like a time where I'm like, this kind of sucks. But I don't think I could ever live in New Jersey. I hate traffic and people don't know how to drive. I'm used to Louisville, where it's like a smaller city, but I still get like my suburbs. I feel like New Jersey is very hectic and compacted.
Agreed.
Yeah.
And the people are crazy out there, so
for sure.
It makes for a great wrestling crowd, but not for a community. So, Billy, we always like to ask. Actually, Scott just sent another question. He said, if he paid you $50, would you chop Josh and I?
With consent, maybe.
With consent. Okay. It's a running joke on this show. I have talked about. I'm one of those weird wrestling fans that would love to take a chop from like the Big Show or Gary J or somebody like that. And so they always we're always like wondering like, hey, who's gonna give Chase the chop? So
Billy, do you have any merchandise you're selling? And if so, where can we buy it?
Yeah, I just got new t-shirts, but if you want to check out any of my merchandise, it's all at bigstarksbrand.com, and it's also linked in my Twitter bio.
Nice. There it is.
Fantastic.
We tagged it down below, bigstarksbrand.com with a Z.
And then, Billy, where can everybody follow you on social media?
All of my social media is at Billie Starkz, Billie, and then Starkz is spelled with a Z.
Fantastic. We got a link, or we got a copy of the link tree up there as well that you guys can hit up. Autumn says, have you been to KC? Not from here. You're from Louisville, Kentucky, right?
Yes.
Yep. Have you ever been to Kansas City?
I've passed through, but I honestly haven't got to spend much time there.
Yeah. Sometimes that's for the best. All right, guys. Looks like we are headed towards the end here. Billy, I don't know if you heard the intro, but we always ask a huge favor. In closing, we always ask all of our guests to say, hey, this is Billie Starkz, and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag.
I can totally do that. So this is Billie Starkz, and you're listening to the I-70 podcast.
Fantastic. Appreciate you. Josh, I don't have anything else. Do you, my friend?
That about wraps it up, guys. I appreciate you taking the time, Billy. This is good stuff.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Look forward to seeing you in Anarchy next time you're there.
Yes.
And then obviously when the day of age comes, we'd love to see you here in Kansas City as well. Billy, this was fantastic. We greatly appreciate you doing this for us. Appreciate you taking the time. We'll we even got it before bedtime. So
yeah.
So this, and like I said, this is a milestone for us. First of very many female guests, and I thought that this was the perfect guest to do this for. So thank you so much, Billy. Good luck, and we look forward to hearing from you again. Okay.
Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great night.
You as well.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That was like I said, man, that was a milestone.
It was first of many.
Yep.
There's a lot of great women in our independent wrestling scene that we're definitely going to look out for having on the show. Billy being is I mean, she's been to New Jersey, she's been to California, she's been all over the place. Autumn wants to be besties with her. I mean, that's cool. It was
yes.
It was phenomenal, and we've seen her in the ring, we've seen her as Anarchy. They stream their shows on twitch.tv/Journey to Anarchy. It's a cheap plug. But you can watch their shows there, and she works there every other month roughly. She wasn't there last month. She could show up there in the there it is, Journey to Anarchy. So the next Anarchy event is in October. It's a Halloween themed event. We may see her there. So yeah, man.
Ken Cruz says, can't wait to see her at St. Louis Anarchy in October. Hope to see you guys too.
Did he just tell us we're going to St. Louis in October?
Yeah, we're already going to St. Louis in September, so I mean, we might as well make another trip in October, right?
Might as well, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's just
I agree. I agree. Ken has decided it. So, yep. Ken, we appreciate you joining. I apologize if you have joined us before. I didn't recognize the name, but we appreciate you joining with us tonight. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell on YouTube so you never miss any content from the I-70 Hot Tag. Yeah, I was going to say it has to be the I-70 Hot Tag.
YouTube, yeah, we're on Thursday. It's Thursday. It's an I-70 Hot Tag, guys.
Because we're live on CR Media YouTube, so that's why I asked. But I mean, I get what you're saying. I do get a little confuzzled sometimes, wondering which day of the week I'm on with all these shows.
Right.
So, guys, as you guys know, we always take a 5-minute intermission after the interviews. We are going to do so here in a minute. For those watching, stick around. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're gonna talk about Glory Pro at the pageant, September 25th. We're also going to talk about World Wrestling Express in Leonard, Kansas on August 13th. UUCW Disturbing the Peace in Wichita, Kansas on August 13th. Mid-States Wrestling from Springfield, Missouri on August 13th.
Lots of stuff going on this Saturday.
Yes. So, like I said, we're going to talk about those things. We're also going to be having fun and shooting the stuff. So don't go anywhere, guys. Stick with us. Go get a drink, come back, and we'll be right back, okay?
Kansas City has a new name in the pizza game. You Want a Pizza Me is Kansas City's only pro wrestling themed pizza food truck. Located across from the Black Box Theater and the West Bottoms, You Want a Pizza Me is dedicated to serving delicious flame-grilled pizzas named in homage to pro wrestling. Come try the High Flyer, El Luchador, Greener Than Grass, and their newest bestseller, The Undertaker. Regular and vegan options are available. They're also dedicated to getting you to eat your healthy vegetables with their selection of salads. Look for the big man in the luchador mask. Follow them at You Want a Pizza Me KC on social media. Kansas City is a top pro wrestling city, and You Want a Pizza Me is your spot for knockout, top of the card pizza. Come get some.
Hello.
You about caught me dancing to that song.
I thought you had control of the commercial.
Nope. Nope.
Oh well. Welcome everybody back to the I-70 Hot Tag. We are we just wrapped up our interview with Billie Starkz. Greg, unfortunately, yes, you did miss it. But you did not miss the rest of the show, Greg. So You made it. You made it halfway through, my friend, and that counts as something. So,
Absolutely.
yep. I used to always tell my managers when I worked in the restaurant industry that it was better that I show up late than not show up at all. So
There you go. There you go. I guess.
um. So, uh, so I hate to kind of put you on the spot, but how my brain works like a squirrel, and I was watching yep. I was watching the video,
Yeah.
and KCXW. Are we going to that event?
We are. We
Okay.
are. We got a couple events, guys. We talked about all these companies that we have come to know since we started this podcast. KCXW is one of them. They're holding an event in October. What's up, Dean? How you doing? Thank you for joining. We just wrapped up the Billie Starkz interview, but we are going to start covering some of the local independent shows that's coming up in the next couple of days. But yeah, KCXW is coming October 15th, called Destiny. Absolutely, we're going to be there. I-70 Hot Tag is going to be in attendance at Soccer Nation, and I can't wait, man, because their last show sold out. They had standing room only. They didn't have seats left, so it was really successful. We had Ryan the Infinite on. He's their Metro champion. So yeah, it's gonna be fun times. So and we'll get into the next in about 2 minutes. The next event we're gonna be attending live. Well, I guess in 2 events we're gonna be attending live. So because we're going to Horseman Country, obviously the official podcast
Yes.
of Horseman Country. But in September, we got another event across the state. We're gonna attend, and then in October, KCXW.
Yeah.
Shylin will be there. Fantastic.
Absolutely. So the first event we're going to take a look at is Glory Pro at the Pageant 2. And that is on September 25th. You and I have already booked, got tickets and booked that. So that's going to be my first wrestling event in St. Louis. I'm kind of excited.
Same here.
So,
Same here.
for those that don't know, I'm not a huge fan of St. Louis sports and St. Louis. Yeah.
Never would have done. Never would have done.
Yeah. But you know what? St. Louis wrestling is pretty cool. And Glory Pro always puts on fantastic shows. Yes, that's right. Warhorse. We're gonna talk about this event a little bit. Josh, who are they going to be showcasing at this Glory Pro at the pageant?
Man, they haven't announced any matches yet, but they have shown graphics on their social medias. If you don't follow Glory Pro, go follow them on all their social medias. They also stream their events on YouTube, so follow and subscribe there. Hit that notification bell so you know when they're live. But man, this is going to be a stacked card. I don't know who's fighting who, but you're one of the guys that you are very high on in AEW. You've talked about him a lot on your AEW post show. Danhausen. He's going to be there again. He was there at the last pageant show. He's going to be there again. We're sitting, I want to say 4th or 5th row, man. We're going to be super close to the ring. So we're going to see Danhausen up and close and personal. Sonny Kiss is going to be there. Another AEW guy, Matt Sydal, is going to be there. So there's 3 AEW guys. Warhorse, we just saw in Journey Pro. He's going to be there. Tootie Lynn, Delirious, and not AEW, but Impact Wrestling, Josh Alexander is going to be there as well. So
that I am super excited about. Super excited.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. I have not seen Impact. Is he still the champion?
Si, senor.
All right, there you go. Impact Wrestling heavyweight champion Josh Alexander is going to be there. So, I mean, dude, that's that's worth price of admission. All those people, and eventually, like I've got it on the next line here. We're gonna see Mike Outlaw. We're gonna see, he's the double champion. He's the Crown of Glory champion. He's the Midwest Territory champion. He just beat Tootie Lynn last month to become that double champion. So he's gonna be there, guaranteed, in some capacity. So, man, this is gonna be a hell of a show. I'm extremely excited to see this live.
Absolutely. Mike Outlaw being the Midwest Territory champion, the Crown of Glory champion. And then we're going to see Mike Outlaw on Horseman Country. Mike Outlaw does a lot of work here in Kansas City and in the St. Louis area. So very, very excited about that. What's this WWX event in Leonard, Kansas on August 13th?
Yeah, Larned. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce that name, like I did Salina, but correct me if I'm wrong, people from middle of nowhere, Kansas. But WWX, which is World Wrestling Express. We've actually never talked about this company on the show yet, but it is another promotion that we have kind of discovered through this podcast. They're holding an event called Come to Play on August 13th, which is one of 3 events happening on the 13th. And there's a lot of matches on this card. They've already announced, and some of these competitors, wrestlers that we've talked about before, mostly on the Kansas side, the XWE, what do they call it? The KWA, the Kansas Wrestling Alliance, which I think like XWE, PCW, Prairie Championship Wrestling, UUCW, I think they all kind of roll up. I'm not sure how this works, but they all kind of roll up into the KWA, Kansas Wrestling Association, or Kansas Wrestling Alliance. I'm not sure exactly what the A stands for, but yeah, man, this is going to be it looks like a pretty good card. We can roll down this one by one. We can kind of go one by one here. I'm not sure how to pronounce some of these names here, but this first match is Drasic versus Simon Balsong. He's going to singles match here. And also Joey Gambino, who we just talked about, I want to say at the last XWE event, he's going to be there as well. So we have talked about Joey Gambino before. He is going to be there doing an open challenge to somebody on the UUCW roster. So that match has not been announced yet. I'm sure it'll be a surprise. Somebody coming out and answering that challenge the night of.
Absolutely. Then you've got the XWE heavyweight champion Kuda against Reggie Lincoln. And then the other matches are, you're going to see Aiden Brimstone versus Killer Carl. And then Bones Connolly versus Eric Angel. And then what other matches are we going to see, Josh?
So this one's interesting here. Lilith Grimm against Luna Nightshade. So Luna Nightshade we've seen before in XWE. I believe she has wrestled in Missouri as well a couple times, and she's actually going to be wrestling in Wichita on I believe in it's going to be an XW or KCXW. Was one of the nights that she wrestled. My guy Bones. Renee, what's up? What's going on, Renee? Shout out to you guys at Wrestle Talk Podcast. You gave us you guys are killing it over there. I watched your guys' Matt Seidel episode. I was in there for the majority of that interview, so appreciate you joining in here. We did just, like I said, we I don't know how long you've been here, but we did just chat with Billie Starkz. So Billie Starkz interview just ended that, and we're kind of running down the cards here for August 13th. So Luna Nightshade going to be fantastic there, and then also guys, the WWX Heavyweight Championship match is going to be Cluck the Clown taking on the champion Flex Reed. So I knew you'd get a kick out of that one.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I love those. I love those unorthodox names.
Yeah, and I feel like this is going to be a good card. Like I said, we've talked about Joey Gambino. We've seen Kuda. He's the XWE champion. We've talked about Luna Nightshade, and then obviously Flex Reed is the WWX champion, and he's defending that title. So if you're around Larned, Kansas, wherever that's at in Kansas, go buy your tickets, because I did see their Facebook. If you guys don't follow them on social medias, they have tickets available. So you can contact them to get your tickets for WWX.
Absolutely, Renee. You guys continue. Absolutely, man. You guys continue doing what you're doing over there as well.
Leonard. All right, Northwest Kansas. Appreciate it, man.
So it was Leonard.
Yeah, I was calling it Larn. So that's my bad.
Yes, I like it. For those that don't know, Josh and I, we have a group chat, and I'm always getting shit because I'm illiterate. So anytime I get one over on Josh, I'm going to take that victory 1,000%. So that wraps up our coverage for WWX Come to Play in Leonard, Kansas on August 13th. The next event is going to be UUCW Disturbing the Peace at Temple Live Entertainment in Wichita, Kansas on August 13th as well. You're gonna see the first match, in no particular order. A 4-way match between Remington Roar versus Pistolero versus Paradox versus Johnny Cove. And then you're also going to see Matt Seidel, who we just talked about, who was on Renee's Wrestle Talk versus Chris Vale and Ray Leon. And then Josh, why don't you tell us about this PCW Grand Prairie Championship match?
Yeah, so they've got the Gideon Vane, who is the current PCW Grand Prairie champion. He's going to take on Magnificent Malico. And, I actually messaged PCW, Prairie Championship Wrestling, because if you remember, I'm not sure which episode it was, but we started running early on. We started running down the companies that we talk about, and Prairie Championship Wrestling, somebody in the chat mentioned them, and they have yet to hold an event since we started this podcast. So I sent them a message and said, hey, are you guys going to when's your next event? When are you guys going to hold another show? And they did mention to me that once the weather starts getting a little bit cooler, I'm not sure if they run, some of the shows I saw with Ryan the Infinite, they were indoors, but it made it seem like they were trying to book some outdoor venues. So I don't be surprised if you see a PCW event pop up in September once that weather starts cooling down a little bit. So we got two of their champions on this card. First one here being obviously Kitty and Dane. This one, these two guys look pretty vicious when you look at this graphic for the card. So him and Magnificent Malico should have a hell of a match. And then our boys, your boys, the P Boys, the Premier. I knew you'd do that. Campbell Myers, SK Bishop, fantastic tag team. Seen them many times in Kansas City. They're going to take on the Russell Twins. So should be a hell of a tag team match there. And just to put this out there, I did UUCW does stream their shows on YouTube. So I will be definitely watching their stream on Saturday. So get to see them take on the Russell Twins.
Absolutely. We will get the link to that stream or the link to their YouTube as well, and we will get it posted out on the I-70 Hot Tag social media for you guys. You know, like I said, I ring on the Premier all the time, but the Premier are a fantastic young tag team. We saw them at Raytona Beach Bash against Grindhouse, the Besties, which was, I mean, like I told you in the middle of the match, I was like, dude, this is like looking in the mirror for the Grindhouse. Like the Premier is Grindhouse from 5-6 years ago.
Yep.
Like, so super cool to see that match live. Then there's the PCW Tornado Alley champion Clayton Bloodstone versus Justin Gray. And then a women's match, Danny B versus Emmy Camacho. And then also in action, you're going to see Stormy Renee, Ryan the Infinite, Christian Temple, and Santa Shiva. Shiva.
Chat, help us out. How do you pronounce that? We couldn't pronounce Leonard. How do you pronounce Santa Shiva?
What's this wee shit you said?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
you pronounce it just fine. But hey, guys, Ryan the Infinite's going to be there. So, former guest on our show was about a month and a half, 2 months ago, roughly. God, it's been a while ago now. The weeks fly by, but he was one of our first guests. He was actually the first to record "This Is Ryan the Infinite," and you're watching the I-70 Hot Tag. He was the first guest we asked to do that. So appreciate him. He's making his rounds here in our area, so doing great work.
It was 10 weeks ago, buddy. 10 weeks ago. Yeah.
Two and a half months ago, man.
Yeah, it was episode 8. That's nuts. So that wraps up our coverage for the UUCW Disturbing the Peace. The next event we're going to talk about is Mid-States Wrestling at the Relics Event Center in Springfield, Missouri. Oh, thank you for the follow, putting you over. Appreciate you. Definitely go give those guys a shout at putting you over. Kevin, the standing streamer, and his producer, the lovely Vanessa, are always kind of doing. I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of stole the idea of this show from them. They interview independent wrestlers from all over the country, not just in one specific area, and they bring them on the show and they put them over. So huge shout out to putting you over. Appreciate you giving the Twitch a follow. For those still watching on YouTube right now, we are live on twitch.tv/crmedia1988. But the event in Springfield, Missouri on August 13th, we sat down and talked about this with the wine connoisseur himself, who mentioned that he is not done with the Beer City Bruiser. They're gonna run it back, so to speak. Wine versus beer. Niles Planquet and the Beer City Bruiser going at it again. Kind of funny to hear that there was a lot of history between those two guys. Beer City Bruiser brought up Niles Planquet's old gimmick, Crow. So, yeah. Thought that was really awesome. What other matches are they going to see at Mid-States Wrestling at the Relics Center?
So they're going to see a fantastic women's match. Miranda Gordy is going to go one-on-one with Kelsey Magnolia. So that's going to be fantastic. If you guys don't know either one of those women, they do great work. We've seen Miranda in CSW, XWE. She travels all over the place. Kelsey Magnolia, she's wrestled in a New Breed and Mid-States Wrestling, so she's making her rounds as well. She's also a part of Niles' school that she So she's training under Niles Planquet, as is a couple other guys. We've seen Rex Amadeus. He's also training there as well, and a couple other familiar faces. So if you guys are looking to get into professional wrestling, hit up Craig's Kiesman on Twitter, Instagram, Niles Planquet. He, if you get the drive, he will certainly train you to become a professional wrestler. So he's doing great work up there. That's going to be a hell of a match. And then, there's only been a couple matches announced. There's been a lot of individual, the graphics that I can see on their social medias. Toxic Masculinity, a tag team, is going to take on Jimmy Fiasco and a mystery partner. But those are the only 3 announced matches so far. I know that the event's happening in 2 days, so I'm sure that we're going to see in the next 24 hours a bunch of matches posted, but those are the only 3 as of an hour and a half ago. So Mid-States Wrestling does a great job, guys. If you guys, they're based out of Arkansas. I know they're not really a Kansas and Missouri promotion, but they run in South Missouri a lot, so we want to make sure we give them the coverage because they're running through our area a lot. So if you're in Springfield, if you don't have tickets, buy them, and it's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. Also, since we had mentioned Craig and Niles Planquet, I will tell you that Niles did mention that if you are in the northwestern Missouri area and you do go to the Windy Winery up there by St. Joe, you mentioned the I-70 hot tag, you will get a discount and or some form of discount. And for those that know me, when you mention discount and alcohol in any way, shape, or form, it's on like Donkey Kong. So
it's go time. It is go time.
That is correct. So definitely, like I said, if you are in the northwestern Missouri area, definitely go give the Windy Winery a go, and tell them the I-70 hot tag sent you. You're also going to see the Space Cowboy Jason Jones, Luke Langley, Gary Roosevelt Graham, Colton Theron Vaughn, Alan Jefferson, and Moonshine Mantell and Joe Helms at this event. So definitely excited about that. We mentioned all 3 of those events on August 13th. On August 20th, you're going to see Premier Independent Wrestling presents Aftermath in Lawrence, Kansas. Matt Cross will be there in action. Shy Lynn versus Luna Nightshade. And then also on August 20th, you're going to see WrestleMax St. Louis presents Episode 8. We've talked about this a few times and kind of laughed at it because it's a weird match, but there's a fatal 4-way between Camaro, Jackson, the Quadfather, Mike Outlaw, and Darrington Bingston, and then Marco Stunt, for whatever weird reason, is thrown into this match with 3 amazing athletes. Nothing against Marco Stunt. It's just very odd to me. And then on August 26th, Journey Pro presents Weekend at Journeys 2 at Lemonade Park in Kansas City, Missouri. Joshua, that is the day before Horseman Country, man. Are we gonna?
The day before, if you stuck around and watched our mid-show, slideshow while we took the 5-minute break. If you guys didn't go to the bathroom during that or get a drink, we are going to see Jake Something coming into Kansas City to challenge Christian Rose for the Journey Pro title. Something is coming for Christian Rose. Man.
It's gonna be a tough go for Jake Something. Christian Rose holding it down with that Journey Pro Championship. So I am super excited as they continue to announce matches, guys. We're going to continue to cover. Journey Pro is a promotion we hold near and dear to our hearts. So I am still debating about going on Friday the 26th. I don't know if Josh is debating about going, but we're gonna see.
I'm
I know there was
debating. I just don't know if it's going to happen.
yeah.
That's 2 nights in a row because we're definitely going to Horseman Country, obviously. But 2 nights in a row, I don't know. That's kind of iffy.
I mean, yeah,
it's iffy.
definitely. For you, not for me. However, and then like I said, we'll stop at August 26th with the Journey Pro. But I did want to mention something in the commercial video, and I probably should wait till we're off. But you know how I like to do. I like to go off script.
That's fine.
Are you and Joe going to do this show solo? Joe McDonald?
I mean, if we want to make the announcement now, we can. If that's what's going to happen here. So Chase has some tickets and came across some tickets to a Kansas City Chiefs preseason game against who?
The Green Bay Packers.
Packers on the 25th. So he will not actually he will not be on the I-70 hot tag.
The go home show for Horseman Country too.
Go home show to Horseman Country. So he's gonna go watch his winning team go play a preseason game. Unlike my losing team. But if mine was, I'll be honest with you, man. I gave you shit for it, but if if my team could win more than 2 games a year, consistently, then maybe I'd be excited for a preseason game too. I don't know. Anyway, maybe Beer City Bruisers is kind of getting in my brain a little bit. I don't know, but so we're gonna make this announcement now, guys.
It might be Megan's underwear too tight on you.
Whatever. It is what it is, and that's what he thinks he can make it. I think he's a closeted Jacksonville Jaguars fan, and I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a sign. I'm gonna go to a Hobby Lobby, buy myself a gigantic poster board, and I'm gonna spell beer.
Hey, you've got a Jaguars themed Bud Light can or Bud Light bottle, don't you?
No, it's Pepsi bottle.
Oh damn! I was gonna say if you had the Jacksonville Jaguars theme one, you could bring that to Horseman Country with you.
No, it's I used to have it behind. Actually, I do got it behind me. It's right here. Jacksonville Jaguars. So,
is that faded or is that just how it looks?
That was the 1995 inaugural season. So that's 25 years old. So nice. Unopened. Nice. Anyway, so I'm gonna make a poster board. I'm gonna write Beer City Bruiser, and I'm gonna make it teal. Put Jaguars logos all over it. I'm gonna show that thing off during his entrance and the entire match. So. Anyway, guys, if we're live here, guys, we're gonna go ahead and make the announcement. If you guys follow Brian Janishek on Twitter, he's already kind of alluded to this. Big thing is coming for the I-70 hot tag.
Oh shit!
He's we've already talked to him, and he's going to be on August 25th, 2 days before Horseman Country. He's going to join the I-70 hot tag again. He was a guest before. He's going to be a special guest co-host. He's going to AEW. They're having the trios tournament. So what better way to make a third tag to our third member,
honorary member
to Brian J. Bebe, and he's going to come on the show and help get us through this go home show. And we'll talk to Joe McDonald, the owner of CSW. We're going to run down the entire card, get us ready, and we're going to be live the 27th. CSWtickets.com. We did not announce this yet. You posted it on the Discord. If you guys aren't in the Discord yet, go join that as well. What is it? Exclamation point Discord. What is?
My man, explanation point Discord in the chat, guys.
All right, in the chat, go join that, guys, because CSW their tickets are running thin on this Horseman Country deal, and I think it's going to be sold out within the next week.
General admission, General admission is all they have left. So
Yeah, front row's out. And I think that you can still buy their tickets to get entered into the drawing for the title, right?
yes, that is also something we haven't talked about a whole lot. Is they're giving away the beautiful NWA Television Championship, the red strap that Arn Anderson wore, because Arn Anderson and Brock Anderson are going to be at this event. They're doing a drawing to give away the red strap NWA Television Championship. So definitely don't want to miss out on that. If you are in the Kansas or Missouri area, or any radius to where you could make this event Saturday, August 27th, you don't want to miss it. So,
Nope.
gonna be tons of fun.
Tons of fun.
So,
Tons of fun.
and it's a ballroom, so I mean, like, it's, there's not a bad seat in the house. It's in a confined area, so I mean, it's loud. You're gonna be up close and personal with the action. So definitely come give us a holler, and let's show CSW some love and get these tickets sold. So
Absolutely. And if you guys, if you guys have kids who are into professional wrestling and you've never been to a live event like this is a family friendly event. And
that is correct.
Your son, daughter, child this is not something they're going to forget. Especially if they love wrestling, because you are so close to the action. This is a put Arn Anderson and Brock Anderson aside. Yes, that's big for us professional wrestling fans, but if your kid now, who don't know who those guys are, this is even if you don't know the wrestlers, this is going to be an experience for that 7-8-year-old, your son, who had a hell of a time last month. Came
Absolutely.
out, probably didn't know who anybody was, but had a time of his life.
Absolutely. Had the time of his life. Was a huge he's a huge Dak Draper fan, a huge Howlett's fan, and a huge Beer City Bruiser fan now. So
Yep. There you go.
Yep.
There you go. So just wanted to kind of talk about a little bit of the upcoming shows we've got, guys. As you know, we have a second show. The Pit Stop has been no stop with the Pit Stop. And we go again this Monday night, August 15th. And we're going to have the Rise Arjun Singh, who is going to take on our last week's show guest, the Beer City Bruiser. So we're going to get his reaction to some of Beer City's comments. And we're going to ask him why does he align himself with that dirtied white shirt, Roscoe Leach? He could have picked
I don't know
anybody on the planet.
Could have.
And he picked Roscoe Leach. We're going to ask him why the hell he decided that. Go ahead.
I don't know if you saw or not, but Roscoe finally got himself a clean shirt. So
I did. That video that they Central Stage posted.
It was new. It looked like the sumbitch might have even ironed it. So
Bleach does wonders every once in a while. So maybe he decided to bleach that bad boy. So big event, big time to bleach. So Arjun Singh's going to be on the 15th, and then we've also got a big event, big show for you on the I-70 Hot Tag next Thursday, August 18th. Right now we have the Mile High Magnum, Dak Draper, who goes one-on-one for the first time ever.
Still blows my mind.
First time ever against Moonshine Mantel. And I'll tell you this right now, guys. If you don't follow Central Stage Wrestling, go follow them. And I'm not telling you this just because we're sponsoring the event. Go look at their freaking videos, because they just posted 2 hours ago, before we went live, a promotional video hyping up this match against Dak Draper and Moonshine Mantel. And I got chills watching this. If it's Joe or somebody else, whoever does their promotional videos, I mean, dude, phenomenal. Like, I got way more excited. I mean, I'm already excited for this Clash of the Titans, match, but I just got way more excited watching that hype video than I was 3 hours ago. It was fantastic. Great job.
Absolutely, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, because we have talked about this a thousand a thousand times.
Yep.
But like this match is the epitome of like two big stars. Dak is 6'4", 6'5". Moonshine, as I've said once and I'll say it 1,000 times, Moonshine is like, if you've seen him, he looks like a superstar.
Yeah.
He looks like he should be wrestling on Monday nights or Friday nights for a big name company. And him and Dak are like, it's just crazy to think that him and Dak have been in, throughout the same companies. We saw them so much in NWL. Uh, God, I love how you try to do that subtly. That putting you over just followed us, and one of my favorite things that Kevin Standing Streamer says is daddy sodas. Josh just opened him a daddy soda, so um, I love how you try to, like, you look like me trying to open a can, not wake my kids up. Anyways, Dak Draper, Moonshine Mantell. It's crazy to think that we have been, that they have been in the Midwest, the Kansas City area for so long, and this is the first time that they're throwing down. This is the first time that they're going head to head. This is going to be huge. So definitely excited for that. And just to reiterate what Josh said, yes, CSW puts out fantastic production value in their videos, their promotional videos, and their events that they upload. They upload their events in 4K. Um, you know, you don't get live on YouTube or a live stream on Twitch or YouTube or anything like that. But the whole point is to come enjoy the event in person, and then later on, when they upload it to YouTube, you get fantastic production value. It's very fun. So um, that is going to be super fun to do next week, man. Arjun Singh, I get to tell him how much I hate his manager, and then the Mile High Magnum Dak Draper next Thursday. So very very excited. Guys, we appreciate you joining us tonight. Appreciate all the love that has been shown on the Twitch on twitch.tv/crmedia1988. We are, like I said, slowly climbing that ladder to affiliate. And appreciate everybody who joined in on YouTube, Facebook, all that good stuff. As you guys know, want to hit it again. Follow us on all social medias at CRmedia1988 on TikTok, on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on Twitch. And then my friend, the real Josh Elliott, it's his personal stuff. He kind of does a little bit of wrestling stuff on there, but it's kind of more of his personal page. But he also he pulls double duty. He runs the I-70 Hot Tag social medias as well. The I-70 Hot Tag is always posting up good stuff on there. We're previewing shows. Josh has learned how to clip, and which is fantastic. It's awesome. So definitely go give the I-70 a hot tag. Josh, the I-70 hot tag has all of those as well, right? A Facebook, a Twitter.
Yep, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, pretty much every social media account. We got an account there, so we'll give us a follow.
Absolutely fantastic. Guys, for episode 18 of the I-70 hot tag, for our guest, Billie Starkz, for my co-host, Josh, the real Josh Elliott, my name is Chase. I run CR Media. And as always, good fight and good night. Thank you, Scott.